Oh, look, I received a present from a nice lady who lives down the road. Let's see what she gave Psychic Bob. Let's open it up. Oh, let's see what it is. Oh, how strange. How fascinating. It's some sort of necklace. It has a very distinct smell, almost like an herb. Oh no! Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. I'm just goofing off with you guys today. You might say, Psychic Bob, what a nice present. Why the sudden look of terror? Well, for those of you guys who are horror movie buffs, you may have figured out what this is about. But if you haven't seen this movie, you wouldn't know. Anyways, I was recreating a scene from the movie Rosemary's Baby. That's right, Rosemary's Baby. Now, for those of you guys who haven't seen this show, it's about a lady who gets basically adopted into a coven of satanic witches. And as part of the movie, they give her a beautiful necklace that looks very similar to this. It's a ball necklace, and it has an herb inside it called tannis root. And even though that's a fictional story, in fact, there is no herb called tannis root. What is accurate in that is that it portrays witches using herbal lockets, herbal jewelry. And we're going to talk about that today. But to kind of set the scene, let me show you some pictures from the movie Rosemary's Baby. This series of pictures are scenes of Rosemary. Rosemary was the main character who, she was a sweet, what I call lamb to the slaughter. Her husband was involved in Satanism, which she didn't know. And then he got involved with a coven of satanic witches. And in the movie, they give her this herb to help induce the presence of a demonic spirit. So it's a long movie, but it's a great story. I recommend it. It's from 1968, but it's a classic with Mia Farrow. You'll love it. But anyways, this pendant, or one similar actually, is featured in the movie. So let me show you some scenes, and then we'll talk about this. Take a look at this. Well, I think that's pretty darn cool, that movie. And you know what's fascinating is that that movie, even though it's fictional and there's no such herb as tannis root, the principle of witches using herbal charms in forms of jewelry actually is real witchcraft. So the scenes in that movie are actually pretty accurate in terms of how we would use an herbal charm. Not necessarily for evil purposes, but they could be used for protection purposes or blessing or any sort of blessing. And, you know, I got to tell you guys a little story. I'm still upset about. I actually had an original movie prop from that movie. When they do a movie, just so you know, some of you in Hollywood may know this, but usually if they have something significant like a prop like Rosemary's pendant, a lot of times they'll buy a whole, 50 or 100 of them, because in case it gets lost during the filming, they need an exact replica to recreate it. And I actually several years ago bought some of the remaining stock of that exact pendant that you see in the movie. It was bought. In fact, I talked to the prop master who sold it to me. And he worked in the films, and he said that he actually bought them for the movie back in 1968. Or 60, actually bought it in 67, I think. The movie came out in 60, but I think he actually started production back in 1967. And he told me that he went to kind of it was like a hippie shop, and he found a whole bin of these necklaces, and he thought, this is the prop they need for the movie. It matches the script. So he bought like hundreds of them. Well, anyways, they used a few during the movie, and then after the movie dispersed, he said he just had it sitting in his house for years. He got to, keep some of the stuff from the film, and so he kept these pendants. Well, this guy ended up selling them, and I bought one of them. In fact, I don't think he has anymore. I think I bought some of the last ones. This has been probably about 10 years ago I bought it. But anyways, I had one of the original movie prop pieces, and it was the exact one that was used. Not the one that they actually wore in the movie, but one that was a backup for it. And it was the same exact pendant that you see Mia Farrow wearing as in the clips. Anyways, do you know there was a robbery in my house and a few years ago, and they actually stole my jewelry box with that pendant in it. And so I've been devastated because that was like a treasure. I'll never get it back, but I had it for a little while. But anyways, the reason I'm telling you this story is that in the years since then, I've been trying to find a replica, and I found this actually. I bought this on eBay, or was it Etsy? I can't remember. Anyways, this looks very similar to the one I had. It's a little smaller, not as fancy, but it does the same thing. And this is actually a powerful witchcraft tool. This is what traditionally they call it an herb locket. Okay, and if you want to buy one of these, look up the term herb locket. They're not that expensive. I think I paid maybe $7 or $8 for it. And it's made out of like, I think it's like pewter. This one's pewter. They do make them in sterling silver, but they're more expensive. But this is a nice one, and it's I think it's like rhodium plated. But these are traditionally, were old, from back in the Victorian times, were powerful magical spell pieces. And so they'd have a little ball. Let me bring it up closer. In fact, I have to come up closer to show this to you guys. And it's a little ball, and it opens. You'll notice there's a little catch on it. And it opens, and then you can put herbs inside. Sick Bob is such a klutz, I accidentally hit my camera off button. So anyways, to continue on here, as you look inside this pendant, you can see that it's a little ball, and it opens and it closes, and then you seal it. And this is actually a traditional charm used by witches. Now, nowadays they sell these as aromatherapy lockets. That's the other word you want to look up. So look up aromatherapy locket or herb locket. A lot of people don't know the history behind these. So they buy them and they're very pretty and they wear them. And there are a lot of different ways to use this. And I thought today I'd show you some little bit of magical way to use these lockets. Okay. One of the ways to use these little magical lockets is to create an herbal tincture and then put some of that in it. Now, an herbal tincture would be like a tea. So, for example, let's say you wanted to develop psychic abilities. Well, an herb to do that might be mugwort. So you would get some mugwort, put it in a put it in like a pan with hot water and cook it like you're making tea until you make an infusion of liquid. Then what you could do is get a little cotton ball. Okay, well this is a big cotton ball. You just take a little bit of cotton, just depending on the size of your locket, and you would dip that in the tincture, and then it would infuse the herb into the cotton, and you could tuck the cotton right inside your locket, and now you've got a mugwort herbal charm. Okay? And this will carry the scent of the herb. It's very nice. That's one way to use it. This is how a lot of people are using them for aromatherapy. You could take any really herb or scent that you use your favorite perfume or cologne as well. But in terms of magic, that's a traditional way to do it. Now, you're going to say, well, think about what should I put in it? Well, you can literally put anything that you want in it. Now, there are some traditional herbs that really work well with these lockets, okay? And one of the secrets is you need to figure out how large your herb is. One of the best ways to use these, like in the movie Rosemary's Baby, is to put a root inside. So if you wanted to, for example, bring some good luck into your life, you could buy High John the Conqueror root. And you can buy that at most spiritual stores. In fact, they sell it over at rarewiccaspells.com. And you just take a little slice of root and just cut it, and then you put the root in it, and you got fresh herb that you're carrying and wearing. And that's very powerful, and that'll draw that energy to you. Really great quick protection charm Cloves. Cloves have a long history with the craft. Oops. My mother's cloves are ground. I thought these were full cloves. Well, I have to see if she has full cloves. But cloves are wonderful. They're actually a symbol of protection. If you've never seen a clove, they look like little spikes. And they're considered very protective. And you could put cloves in there. Now you're going to say, well, Psychic Bob, what are you going to do? You got to have cloves, and you got the wrong type of cloves. Let me show you. There's a way around this. Psychic Bob's always got a way around it, okay? If you have an herb like this, which is a very fine powdered clove herb, this if you put this loose powder in, it's going to fall out of the herb ball. So, nothing like a little aluminum foil, or for my British friends, aluminium foil. By the way, I agree with the British pronunciation. Aluminium. So what you do, let me just take the camera down here. Hopefully you can see this. So you put out some aluminum foil. Just get a little piece. You don't need a lot. Then you put your herb on the aluminum foil. So just a little bit like that. You see how that is? And then you just fold up your aluminum foil. And what that does is that seals the herb so it won't fall. And you can make it as small as you want. Just do a little tiny ball. You can really, aluminum foil is great because it's very malleable and you can really shrink it down. So now we have our little aluminum foil ball. It's filled with the clove, herb cloves. There you go, cloves. You can also then put that in your ball and close it. And now you have the full protection of clove power, you see? And so you can still smell it too. It smells quite nice. I love the smell of cloves. I used to burn clove incense. You ever burn that? It's really good. So there you go. And then you should wear it. And you've got a powerful witch charm. Now, I have some other herbs here that you can explore as well. Especially, these are good. I think these are great for protection magic. I mean, you can use any type of magic. But a lot of us need a little extra protection nowadays because the world gets a little hostile. Another great herb is black pepper. Black pepper is a traditional witch protection herb. Now, if you use it in the witch ball, I would encourage you to get this, which is black pepper corns, okay? Let me show this to you. Black pepper corns look like this. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. And they're like balls. They're literally like little balls. And those really work great inside of a locket. So you can just drop those in. Oops, I'm dropping them here. Hold on just a second. And so you can put as many of those as you want. Those generally won't fall out of a locket because they're larger. You can just put those in. And that's a wonderful, powerful protection charm, you see. And so it smells nice too. You can just carry those and wear it as well, you see. So as I said, there's a lot of options here for you, okay? Now, another thing is, now some of you are saying, well, Psychic Bob, I'm okay on protection. What I need is love in my life. Well, that's okay. I think love's a great and noble pursuit. And some of you say, Psychic Bob, I need love and I need money. Well, we got the cure-all herb for that as well. A great herb for that is cinnamon. Now, I would recommend, if you can, to get cinnamon sticks. We don't have any cinnamon sticks here, but you could break off a piece of cinnamon stick and also put it in this and carry it, and that will draw to you love and money. But in the event like we have here, my mom only, I'm at my mom's house, of course, she only has powdered ground cinnamon. So what do? Again, we go back to our aluminum foil, get a little piece, sprinkle that herb in there, seal it up good. Now remember, aluminum foil, you can shrink it down, so you can use quite a bit and you can get it down. And again, put that in, and now you're on your way to increasing your opportunities for love and for money. Cinnamon is a great, powerful herb. Also good for healing energies as well, but more for love and money. Now, other things you can carry in your locket also are salt. Now, if you use salt, I would recommend again that you use aluminum foil. But what I'm trying to show you guys is that this actually is a traditional witch charm. And it's so fascinating because when I first saw Rosemary's Baby, after I started practicing the craft, I'd seen it before, but I hadn't noticed this. And then I started studying the craft. I said, oh my God, they're doing real witchcraft. That's real witchcraft. So I want to bring that to you. You know, I got to tell you, I am still, oh God, to this day, upset that my original movie prop from the movie was stolen. You know, by the way, just some trivia for you, which you may not know. But in that movie, one of the things that you'll notice is you never see them open or close the charm. In fact, it looks like it doesn't open. And the fact is, the ball in the movie, I talked to the guy who actually worked on the movie. The ball never opened. And the one I had, it has no openings. It looks similar to this, but it didn't have the catch on. It's just one solid piece. And in the movie, the ball was one solid piece. And it actually, they stuffed inside of it like some herb of something, but it was a root, but they just kind of squeezed it up into the ball and refixed it. It was like a little loose, but they never had actually one that opened. But traditionally, these balls always did open. So anyways, just a little history for you. I tell you, Sega Bob is so distraught still about that. But, you know, I got to let it go. Because I got me some real magic herb witch charms. Now, they make these in different colors. You can get them in silver. I also have another one that's in a gunmetal gray color. Let me show you that one here. I'm crazy about these. This one's a little different pattern. And you'll notice on them, they have beautiful, intricate work. They're really lovely. Let me see if I can bring this up closer so you can see it. Can you see how intricate the weaving is? It's really like vines woven. You guys can see that. It's hard to see here. And this one as well. They're different. Each got a different pattern. So when you look for these, take your time and look because they each have different weavings and patterns. And they're made differently. And this one opens a little differently. It opens along the horizontal rather than the vertical line. So, oops, let's see here. I open it. Oh yes, this one actually has a magnetic clasp. I can open it. There it goes. And so this one opens, rather than top to bottom, it opens side to side. So you may see them open in different directions. Now you see how that opens like a book. It's like opens like you're reading a book. That's another type of charm. Either way, you can put stuff in it. And the other one here opens vertically. Let me just show that to you again. Okay, so, oops, take that charm out. And so whether they open vertically, the one here, this one opens vertically, this one opens horizontally. It still does the same thing. Still great for magic. So anyways, I want to introduce this to you. Now, also it's traditional. Once you put the herb in it, in fact, I don't have any incense here. Forgive me, I'm traveling. You don't have to do this, but it is also traditional to pass it through the smoke of incense to bless it and empower it. And do a little prayer over it. So, you know, by the power of this herb, may I be blessed through its working, or something like that. And then you put it on. You start to wear it. And you're carrying a very powerful and, might I add, very traditional witch charm. Well, guys, anyways, I hope that gives you something to think about today. Listen, tell me in the box below. Have you ever worn one of these pendants? In fact, I think I'm going to put this on because it's just a cool pendant. How you like that? Does that look good on Say Goodbye? There you go. See, I'm wearing it. So have you ever worn one of these pendants? Also tell me, have you ever seen the movie Rosemary's Baby? And do you remember now seeing this locket? It's pretty cool, isn't it? Well, listen, guys, I'm just glad you're here. You know, as I said, I'm on a little different schedule this week because I'm at Mom's and I've been very maxed out with private readings. I want to give a big shout out and say thank you to all of you who've been calling for readings. I'm trying to get back to you, so many of you, as quick as I can. It's just been a little hectic, but don't worry, Psychobob will get you on the schedule. And if you want to get involved with me for a private reading, give me a call at my office, 703-825-3929, and we'll get you on, okay? So I'm getting pretty full, but we'll find a way to get you in. Also, pop over to my website and check out my books. This is a book we've been talking about this week, Psychic Bob's Book of Spells. And this will teach you some more magic, and you'll learn that. So a lot of things for you to do. Go to my website, www.psychicbob.com. It's got all my phone numbers there. You can buy my books there. You can schedule readings, all of that stuff, and learn about my work. And if you want, you can also join our spiritual order, the Order of the Purple Cord. Also, write to me, readings at robert-hickman.com. That link will be below as well, my official email. So anyways, guys, I'm going to relax and meditate on this wonderful mystical herbal charm. And I want to hear from you in the box below. Did you see Rosemary's Baby? Do you remember this charm, seeing this? And have you ever worn an herbal locket and done this type of magic? And if you haven't, that's okay. Tell me if that's something you're thinking about exploring. I'd love to hear from you. By the way, stop over also to rarewiccaspells.com. She's got a lot of magical stuff over there as well. You can keep developing your magical self. You guys are best. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your understanding as our schedule's a little wonky. Be back here tomorrow on Sunday. We are going to do the witching hour, and guess who's going to be a guest? I got official word. Mama Hickman, my mom, is going to be coming on to say hi to all of you. So make sure to be here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, 1 a.m. London, 2 a.m. Paris time, and we'll see you back here for the witching hour. You guys are great. I love you. May you always blessed be.